How do I deal with an incredibly dynamic threat landscape and a regulatory landscape that changes all of the time?
More attacks can come from just about anywhere. Not only more attacks, but faster attacks are coming your way.
CISOs across the globe today are in a constant battle between helping to enable their businesses and defending the companies and the crown jewels and the data that they have in their stewardship.
There are agents embedded within browser even now, calling upon application using stored passwords and cookies.
We've seen board members that are joining companies that have deep technology and cyber backgrounds. They're asking deeper and deeper questions about how are we maximizing the investments that we're putting into our programs each and every day.
So it's important to think about both efficiency and effectiveness as twin pillars of a modern day security strategy. We are now in an AI versus AI race.
Hi, I'm Tony Buffamani, Senior Vice President and Global Head of Cybersecurity and Risk Services at Wipro. Over the last 30 years, I've been in the cybersecurity industry and professional services, helping clients with advice, transformation, and of course, managed operations of their cyber programs.
I'm Simone Gammeri, Senior Vice President and Chief Partnerships Officer at Palo Alto Networks, first leading our go-to-market for network security and SASE business. And just recently, I was named to lead our global partner ecosystems organization.
CISOs across the globe today are in a constant battle between helping to enable their businesses and defending the companies and the crown jewels and the data that they have in their stewardship. It's all about trying to leverage technology, leverage processes, and work across the organization to mitigate risks to that critical information. And so today, a CISO is everything from being a technologist to a business strategist to a regulatory expert. So it's an incredible dynamic that they're dealing with in the landscape of today.
You know, Tony is right. Being a CISO means change is the only constant, and specifically the pace of technological change today is unprecedented. Look at technologies like AI, for example. We are in a situation where CISOs has to shift attitude completely over the last few quarters, from keeping it outside to having to embrace it. And all of this is moving extremely fast, and none of their old challenges go away, by the way. They still must protect against ransomware, malware, phishing, insider threats, and so much more. But they must also defend against a whole set of new threats that are coming with a level of speed, sophistication, and scale never seen before.
To me, being a Chief Information Security Officer today means helping the company enable their business strategy while at the same time defending operations. So, what investments am I going to have? Those are challenged in today's environment with cost optimization priorities of companies. How do I leverage new technologies like AI? How do I deal with an incredibly dynamic threat landscape and a regulatory landscape that changes all of the time? So our customers today have their KPIs constantly challenged. The numbers that they're seeing in terms of attacks, the investments that they're getting remain somewhat stable. So they're dealing with how do I configure my programs, my processes, my technologies to mitigate these risks, enable my strategies in a cost-constrained environment.
In just the last year alone, AI has changed completely the game in organizations. And I think there are at least three things I recommend every CISO to look at and adapt to accordingly. First, they must enable AI within the organization because their AI transformation initiatives are moving rapidly from proof of concept to production deployments. But they need to do that securely, and they need to embed security now before they scale. Second, our own Unit 42 research has shown that AI has democratized cybercrime, meaning even a novice can generate a fairly sophisticated attack using AI. And defending against the base of threat actors growing exponentially means more attacks can come from just about anywhere. Last but not least, not only more attacks, but faster attacks are coming your way, which means the initial compromise to exfiltration is now measured in minutes, not days. We are now in an AI versus AI race. So siloed, human-centered security operations just simply can't keep up with the number of threats coming in. So a lot to juggle for any CISO in today's enterprises, but they need to juggle between being a business leader, a business enabler, ensuring every interaction is safe, trusted, and secure, and the pace of changes just keeps accelerating, as I said before.
The attackers have always tried to come up with new technologies, new ways to thwart our defenses. But now they're using our infrastructures against us. We've got this not only machine language learning models, we've got natural language processing tool sets, but now agentic AI that is in the hands of our attackers. So the attacks that we're seeing today, again, we're dealing with a cost constraint environment. We're dealing with tools and technologies that continue to evolve. And we've got this constant battle between the attackers and the defenders, some of them completely virtually. Digital twins doing this activity now. What we're also seeing today is boards continue to evolve in their maturity and their knowledge around cyber. We've seen independent board advisors continue to be added. We've seen board members that are joining companies that have deep technology and cyber backgrounds. They're asking deeper and deeper questions about how are we maturing our cyber programs, how are we mitigating risk to our organization, how are we maximizing the investments that we're putting into our programs each and every day.
One of the things we have seen, of course, is the massive shift to the cloud and to cloud applications. And so the majority of the work we do today happen in cloud application. And how do employees access cloud applications? Well, they use their browser. And the problem is the browser is not a secure environment. In fact, our Unit 42 research revealed that nearly half of the security incidents we investigated involved malicious activity launched or facilitated through employees' browsers. This included phishing, abuse of URL redirects, malware downloads, each exploiting the browser session without adequate detection or blocking. So we believe enterprises need to think of the browser as definitely one big portion of the new security perimeter. In addition, there are many other things we must now contend with, like specialized malware toolkits. Those are used now to enable pretty much anyone to be a hacker. We have those crazy situations where even before a CVE is published, bots are shoving them up, are making everybody able to attack enterprises at the pace never seen before. There is LLM prompt injection, which is impossible for regular data loss prevention methods to prevent a data leak. There are agents embedded within browser even now, calling upon application using stored passwords and cookies. One last thing, people are harvesting encrypted transactions now, hoping to decrypt them in a few years with quantum technology, making quantum-safe encryption a real topic for many CISOs, especially in regulated industries and critical infrastructures. It's a whole new world.
As I mentioned, CISOs today are under a tremendous amount of budget pressure. It's always about trying to do more with the same or do more with less. And so what we've been helping clients do is work through a cost optimization methodology that's really a four-pronged approach. First, it looks at the organizational model. Can we have, for example, a common L1 desk across all the towers amongst cybersecurity, whether that's identity management, monitoring, data security, etc. And that common L1 operational layer, by the way, can be human, could also be agents, right? So how do we refactor our organization and federate some of the security capabilities out to the business while creating some commonality for support? I think that's one. Secondly is there opportunity to automate these processes within security, whether it's access governance processes, monitoring processes, compliance, continuous controls compliance, monitoring, etc. How can we reduce some of the manual effort in those processes and therefore redeploy some of those assets in some other areas? Thirdly, we certainly have everything around tools rationalization. We've got this trend in the marketplace with platformization. We've seen technology vendors be able to create more and more functionality within their platforms. And so you can walk through either a best of breed a best of suite, or what we like to see, a best of need approach with our clients to make sure that they have the right tool sets and not overlapping tool sets in their environments. And then fourthly, how am I making sure that I'm optimizing my CapEx and OpEx spending models? How do I make sure that I get the right reporting, I get the right level of automation, not only in the controls, but in how I validate those controls and bring that information into my risk programs into the board.
Yeah, as Tony highlighted, tool rationalization is high on the priority list of many organizations. Did you know that a typical security infrastructure is built on a patchwork of over 20 security vendors and 80 or more security tools? And none of these tools work particularly well together. And that creates additional security gaps and added cost to integrate them. And by the way, it makes it a whole lot harder to respond real time to the attacks I mentioned before. So it's important to think about both efficiency and effectiveness as twin pillars of a modern day security strategy. That's why we recommend platformization. The most important benefit is that platformization delivers the best security outcomes because it allows tighter integration on data sources and actionability of insight and the remediation playbooks, which is the whole point of platformizations, better outcomes. With specialized agents, for example, performing end-to-end tasks that reduce manual work for your SOC, like Cortex Agentics we just released. And all this offers higher operating leverage as a result of it. Not all platforms are equal. I understand enterprises are not keen on trade-offs. First and foremost, you need to make sure each capability in that platform can be as good or better than any point solution. But it's by combining multiple best-of-breed capabilities within the same product that the magic truly happens. So you get better outcomes, you get lower overall licensing costs, and lower operating costs. It's a win-win-win. It's a trifecta.
We look to the future of cybersecurity. It is clear that AI and agents specifically are going to play a continually increasing role. What I'm looking to do with the help of great partners like Palo Alto is make sure that I can automate my level 1 tasks in my security operations centers. I can up-level and upskill our resources, our analysts, to do higher level tasks and make sure that I drive speed and consistency as it relates to things like mean time to detect, mean time to remediate, etc. My counsel for clients around the globe has been, as we think about these different AI use cases, as we think about business models where we can introduce the combination of the machine and the human, how do we make sure that we're doing this in a fiscally responsible way? We have the data that's required to be able to drive these models, right? And ultimately drive a true return on investment.
As we look ahead, one thing is certain, AI is here to stay, and with that, the increasing number and speed and sophistication of threats that comes with it. So CISOs need to keep their eyes on several key areas, and my advice would be to make sure all the area of exposures we spoke about are covered and embed AI-driven security. Start embedding security for AI applications now, so applications can scale secure, safe, and trusted. Elevate the security profile of the browsers you adopt in the enterprise, as they are the interface with malicious actors, and it's also where work happens. Ensure that we have the right permissioning framework for agents, and that the traffic exchange with LLMs is secure by default. And last but not least, encrypt everything to make sure it's safe today and will stay safe tomorrow. One way to do that is embedding quantum safe readiness into all network traffic.
Today we get incredible value out of our partnership with Palo Alto. We're deploying the XIM solution for our clients across the globe. We're integrating what's happening with the firewalls as well as the endpoints and the monitoring solutions all together. And we're able to not only automate a lot of these processes, but consolidate various tool sets, optimize costs for clients, and help them realize value in their programs.
Our strategic partnership with Wipro allows us to deliver this type of solutions to our customers at scale. Together, we address many customer challenges, be it AI security, integrating platforms with various data sources, or running an AI-powered SOC in the most efficient and effective manner possible. So to our customers, I say, don't just prepare for what the future holds, embrace it. We're here to help.